All right, guys, here we are. We are at the Fescue's Edge Disc Golf Course. This is True North Productions flyover of the course. This is me reacting, Thomas Gilbert, to the Fescue's tournament layout. Excited to see it. Here we are, some of my shots from the round that we filmed earlier this year. Really exciting to see it. Oh yeah, that was a great shot there with that D1. A few fun little ace runs, these are good times. Throwing the little saucy MD4, M4. Alright, so here we are on hole 1. This is from the long position, we got 495 feet. This is a really nice hole, as I said before in the coverage. I really like that it's a placement shot off the tee. You want to play kind of just this left landing zone here. You see we got a Mando to the left side of that tree on the right. And then you have this little short tunnel shot up to this green that is kind of guarded and in a well put spot. Here we got hole 2, par 3. This is the first change that I am seeing on the course. Looks like it was slightly adjusted, brought out to the right side of the trees. I like this change just because I feel like for most people it was a bit tricky of a hole. But now this is a nice open shot that will hopefully get people going, starting off hot for the beginning of their own rounds. Here we are, hole 3, uphill shot. You got this OB area right here. I believe that's the green. And then it goes over this little hill there, squared up between these nice trees, and then it's on this little downslope right here. Really nice basket and a beautiful position there. Hole 4, par 4, 444 feet. Like the way all the numbers line up right there, all the fours. This does look like the short pad, or yep, for the AM players. No penalty for the sand traps. I believe those are there in front of the green. Green on the left is OB and water on the right. But this is a really nice par 4. I think a really well placed hole. Here we are, hole 5. This is a par 3 that got moved down to the left. I really like this position because it moves those trees into play. Gives you a bit more options as well to kind of attack this hole. Much more variety instead of just taking the out wide hyzer. I think it's a really nice change. Hole 6, par 3. This is the long pad here. You got this nice little water carry to start. You want to just probably throw a safe shot out to the left side, or maybe a forehand, and then yeah, it looks like you got this nice and guarded green. This is going to be a risk reward birdie, but it is there if you want to attack it. Definitely a treacherous hole, and one that is very pretty. Up next we got hole 6, par 3 from the shorts. So same hole, but from the short pad. This is still a crush at 423. It might be the same distance as the long. I'm not sure if that's correct there, but as you can see, still that guarded green, that nice placement of the tree on the left. And now we move on to hole 7, par 4. This is one that was up by those 2 trees there that you can see the drone going towards. But this is now moved on the left side of the fairway. It is a par 4, and I think a good change for the field just because the other position was in a spot where very few people could reach it. It was a really kind of tweener hole, and this is I think will make it a much better scoring hole. Hole 8, par 4, this is one of my favorite changes that I was talking about earlier in the coverage. You got the drop zone there for the double Mando, and then it goes out to this little crossing right here, and the basket's perched up behind this tree on this little elevated teeing area. A really nice hole. I think that's one of my favorites on the course. Hole 9, par 3, this is going to be a big spike hyzer over the tree for those power players. Maybe a forehand or a lefty shot up and around the left side, and kind of guarded by these big trees right here. A nice guarded green will make it a tricky but challenging shot and a good birdie to execute on this course. As that wraps up with the front 9, here we go right into the back. Hole 10, par 4, 450 feet. You have a Mando to the right side of that tree, drop zone there if you miss it. And then this, hey, there we go, we got Tyler there filming the drone flights. This is a tricky little shot. If you have the big hyzer, you can go over left of the trees once you've made the Mando and pitch up a little shot, but that's a good par 4 to kind of make that decision. Now we got hole 11, par 3. This is one of the other changes that we had. Tee pad was extended a little bit longer and moved a little bit more left, making these OB come into play a lot more. Much scarier shot, but I think much more technical hole, which is good for this course. You definitely want your knees to be shaking a little bit on this tee pad. And then now we got the short little Musket Hole. It is an island, but a pretty fair island if I remember correctly. And yep, you just want to play a little shot either left side or right side of this tree, skipping it up nice and close. This is a good hole to have on the course because it is going to be a little bit of a separator hole and a little bit nervy for people trying to land it right there on the island. Alright, next up we got hole 13, par 3, kind of framed up with these 2 big evergreen trees here. There you can see the basket coming up over this little tiny undulation, and it's right there, ripe for the picking. I think this is a hole that will definitely challenge players' ability to hit the gap, but also be one that you want to pick up throughout the round. Hole 14, par 3. This is a nice change as well. I remember it used to be out beyond that trees and a wide open hyzer. This shot looks like it's playing a lot more difficult with those trees coming in play on the right side and then that OB so close to that left side. Definitely got to play a straight shot into this green, or perhaps a wide shot playing more for par. Hole 15 longs, you got this little OB section right here if you happen to clip early and kick down. And then the basket is, oh okay, it's been moved out left into the fairway a little bit more. Maybe a big spike hyzer over the trees, straight at it. Definitely some variety of shots here, which is good to see. And a nice wide open green. Here we are from the short tee pad. This looks like maybe a nice straight shot down the gap. Could be really good, or maybe a forehand out and around this tree that we are just passing right here. A nice hole uphill to kind of challenge those players to get a birdie late in the round and push. Hole 16, we got another par 4. This one has moved up and left of the previous basket position over this little frozen pond we got here. This is a bomber hole. I bet this is kind of risk reward of how much you want to bite off the tee. The big arms can maybe go for Anheuser over the water, or try to play safe by just throwing it over. Here we got the short pad, so right over what we're flying right now, that's going to probably be the ideal landing zone for that first shot. And then either play a wide backhand or a short little forehand over top of the water to try to skip into this touchy little green here. I think this is another one of those nice changes to kind of test players' placement shots on those par 4s. Hole 17, another hole that has a lot of variety of shots as seen in the previous coverage. Up the middle is a strong play right here. I think that's what most people will probably try to do. 276 feet right here, tucked behind this last little tree. A good fairway shot in the late part of the round. And then finally, hole 18, we got a par 4, 627 feet. You want to kind of throw right into this landing zone where this guy is walking. That is ideal. And then throwing a shot over this water here. Oh, okay. Basket has moved backside of the green, making it a little bit harder of a shot. Got to clear that area. Really, really nice. I like that change actually. It was a bit skinny of a landing zone before, and I think now it's going to be a little more fair and more enticing to go for that birdie. But there we have it, wrapping up with a few highlight shots from the previous round. Here you have my socials. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. It's much appreciated. Big shout out to the True North Disc Golf guys for putting up this video and really making some nice changes to these courses. I think it's a big improvement on the course that I played, and I am really excited to kind of see how it plays out throughout the year. It is a great property, and I am very excited to see how the Ontario scene plays this course. Thanks for having me on. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.